like his teammate Andrew Maynard, Mercer stepping up in class against a very experienced boxer. Now Mercer is 28 years of age, an Army boxer. That's why he's a little along in years getting started in the pros. But his opponent, Ossie Ocasio, is a former cruiserweight champion of the world. For the ring introductions, let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds, and it's in the heavyweight division. The referee for this contest is Mills Lane. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the white trunks with black trim and weighed in at an even 227 pounds. He's from Carolina and San Juan, Puerto Rico. His professional record, an excellent one. 23 victories, 11 KOs, against 6 defeats and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the former cruiserweight champion of the world, Ossie Jaws Ocasio. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with Project Pride trim, he weighed in at an even 210 pounds. Originally from Jacksonville, Florida, now fighting out of Essex County, New Jersey. His professional record, 11-0, 9 KOs. He's the 1988 Olympic gold medal champion in this heavyweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, Merciless Ray Mercer.
All right, you guys, here we go.
Ray Mercer at 11-0, 9 knockouts. And Ossie Ocasio will get their final instructions from referee Mills Lane for this bout.
Here we go.
Ocasio hasn't come out to the center of the ring as yet.
Okay, now we've already been through the instructions and dressing. I don't want to wrestle you guys when I say break, step back. Protect yourself at all times. Let's get along. Come on.
Then I was going to say they had Ocasio all bundled up, which is a very smart thing to do. But the one thing that I've noticed about Ocasio, former cruiserweight champion of the world. He's not a cruiserweight now, Tim.
I think that's why they had him covered up, Gil. They didn't want to show this body until they had to. 227 pounds, and he's got tree trunks for legs. 33 years of age now, but he's had a lot of experience. He fought Larry Holmes for the heavyweight championship of the world. He's been in against Holyfield, and he has wins over Kevin Isaac and Jimmy Young and Dwight Quawi. So for Ray Mercer, despite whatever condition Ossie Ocasio is in at age 33, this is a good test for Ray Mercer stepping up to such an experienced fighter.
Ocasio is a cutie, you know.
Well, I like the weight. I like the weight on Mercer, you know. That's a good weight, 210. He should be a lot quicker than him and beat him to the punch.
28-year-old Olympic champion Ray Mercer coming in at 210. His last outing, he went 8 rounds, winning a decision over Jerry Jones. He was not impressive. He was unhappy himself. He had knocked out 9 previous opponents and then had to go the distance against an opponent that he figured to beat easily. So he said he's gone back to the drawing board, worked on the fundamentals. Things we talked about during the Andrew Maynard fight.
Well, Tim, what happened to Ray Mercer in that fight? You know, these guys had knocked everybody out in a round or two. This guy kept him around for a while, and he really got tired late in the fight.
Well, this is the best that I've seen Ray Mercer look as far as weight. I don't know what his last weight was, but he looks very trim. He looks in better shape than what he was the last time. Well, 210 probably fits him very well.
You've heard of Einstein, Marvin? we're not talking about the middleweight Einstein. No. The theory of relativity. I mean, he looks like he's in good shape. Maybe it's because the other guy's a little out of shape.
Well, you know, it always works. But this Ocasio, you can never tell what Ocasio's going to do.
Oh, no, he's a cutie. Slip and slide. Well, the key is going to be the first time Mercer really nails him to see what happens.
I'm surprised to see Ocasio still around myself. But this is a great comeback for him if he beats a guy like Mercer.
Well, you know, Ocasio's been around, Marvin, at least 10 years that I know of, but he's only had 30 professional fights. So he's not a guy that's been banged around very much.
Well, he still looks good facial-wise. But I'm not talking too early, I hope.
We're in the first round, scheduled for 8 heavyweights. Ray Mercer in the black with gold trim, Ossie Ocasio in white.
Well, you can see from the first fight, these guys here, they're being more fundamental. They're jabbing, they go into the body, they go into the head. This is what you call a good fight. And I love the heavyweight fights myself, because when they fall, they make a big boom.
Under 30 seconds we go in the first round. Temperature is noticeably cooler now here. Outside of the Mirage. Left hook landed by Ocasio. Got Mercer's attention.
Well, Mercer was looking at the ground. He's looking at his belly or something, and that's when Ocasio snuck that quick one in there. There again. There it is again. He's catching him with quick punches. He's catching Mercer with. Mercer's probably think he's got an easy night tonight, and this guy's with speed.
Round number 1 as we watch Ray Mercer return to his corner. And don't forget the reason you're watching. Leonard Duran 3, Uno Mas upcoming. Following another heavyweight bout, Tommy Morrison and Ken LaCosta, and there is Roberto Duran, the WBC middleweight champion who came in at 158 pounds today, just arriving here at the Mirage and going to his dressing room quarters.
Yeah, put your hands
prepare
on
for
the
the big night ahead.
Okay, okay, and keep that right hand up. That's when you got covered that hook. Okay. Okay. All right, pick up the intensity, but off the jab. Off the jab, drop that right hand, work the body a little more, but more punches, more busier. Uppercut up the middle. All right.
Ray Mercer's handlers, his Olympic coaches, Hank Johnson, Ken Adams, and Gregorio Benitez, the man you just saw there, the father of Wilfred Benitez, working the corner of his Puerto Rican countryman, Ossie Ocasio.
And Tim, Ocasio did not sit down between rounds, and I just don't like that at all. I like to have my guys sit down so I can get his attention, let him get that little rest. But I guess everybody to their own thing.
Also, Gil, you know, I seen Ocasio come back to looking right at Mercer with a smile on his face. I think he's ready to fight this Ocasio. He's catching Mercer with those quick punches.
Well, he scored the first round for Ocasio, close one, but he had the edge with some more effective scoring punches in our view. The left.
He's a lot quicker than Ray Mercer up to this point. He manages to get in there, throw those quick flurries, and tie Mercer up. Mercer's looking for that big bomb.
But where's Mercer's eyes? His eyes don't seem to be right in his opponent's face. He's looking at his body, and his head is straight up when he's throwing his punches. That's dangerous.
Trying to use his strength now against Ossie Ocasio.
I think that's the proper way to do it. Mercer should try to bulldog him.
A good combination by Ocasio, getting the right down the middle.
And the speed. I'm amazed at the weight that this Ocasio is wearing, and he's beating Mercer to the punch. Mercer is not moving his head at all, and those are the reason why he's getting caught with those quick punches.
Ray Mercer, his 12th professional bout. Won 85 amateur bouts, losing only 6, en route to his Olympic gold medal and a great career as an Army boxer.
You know, so far Mercer is doing with a lot of big punches too. He's just stalking, waiting for that one big punch, and meanwhile, Ocasio is out hustling him.
Exactly. His head is too still. He's not moving his head. He's waiting for Ocasio, and he's getting caught with a punch, and Ocasio ties him up.
He waits. He just seems right now that he can't get off.
A little tight.
Well, again, I'm waiting for that big bomb of Mercer's. And if he doesn't hurt Ocasio with a big bomb, he's in a lot of trouble.
Well, look, Ocasio has one thing in his favor. He's been in there with the big boys before, like Larry Holmes and them. You see him using the shoulder, Ocasio, turning away from the right hand. He's very shifty.
And he's smiling at Mercer.
He's getting away from the right hand. He's turning with the punch.
Marvin Hagler, Gil Clancy with Tim Ryan, live from the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. This huge fight card opening this beautiful new facility.
If I was Mercer, I'd put my head down a little lower, other than Ocasio, and work that body, because he's all fat around the body. That slows him down. That slows punching power down.
Well, Mercer has landed the more solid punches in this round.
Final seconds of round 2, scheduled for 8.
But Mercer's getting hit with shots he shouldn't be getting hit with. His head's too high.
So Ossie Ocasio off to a good start. And Ray Mercer, like his teammate Andrew Maynard, perhaps a little frustrated early on trying to make an impression. Gregorio Benitez in your screen there.
Well, I want you to put more pressure and make this guy work. Okay.
Now we're in the corner of Ray Mercer.
Condition, but you gotta make him work. Your right hand, straight right hand to the body at work. Keep your left hand up. Keep your right hand up so you won't get it.
Well, in the dressing room of Sugar Ray Leonard, with Andrew Maynard now having completed his night's work, Ray Leonard can concentrate on his own bout, starting to loosen up in preparation for Uno Mas. Leonard Duran 3, our main event tonight.
You know, when I was fighting, one thing that I hated to do was to have the cameraman watch me while
I know that. You often didn't let them in.
Exactly.
Right.
Because my opponent is watching too.
Yeah, but we always got a picture of the door.
Of the door.
With the
right.
name Hagler on the door. And Ocasio starts out this round with a couple of good combinations.
You know, on my point, I gave Ocasio really the first 2 rounds I would say a draw.
Well,
I give it even.
I had Ocasio winning the first and Mercer the second, so that's, I guess, the draw.
Round 3 scheduled for 8. Mills Lane apparently asking Ocasio to watch the holding.
And in Mercer's corner, they told him to put pressure on Ocasio, try to tire him out.
That would hurt right there. He put him with a nice right hand. But now Mercer must go back to keeping the head down and while he's throwing his punches. Finish up his combination with his head down.
Well, being the old veteran that he is, Ocasio did punch back to try to take some of that
Oh, he did stop him.
confidence away from Mercer.
He did stop Mercer from throwing more punches. Very crafty, but I believe right now Ocasio looks a little tired. The wear and tear is starting to come on right now in this round.
Well, he's carrying that extra weight, Mom.
You see him shaking the arms. They're getting a little heavy.
Again, for those of you not familiar with Ocasio, he was a cruiserweight champion, 190 pounds, and of course is now up at 227 and is now 33 years of age. See the experience, the cuteness that Joe Clancy described, but of course stamina has to be in question here.
Getting nailed now, though, Tim.
I think Mercer's starting to get mad now.
Yeah,
It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
Ray Mercer unhappy with his last outing, an 8-round decision over Jerry Jones, wanting to do better here tonight on this very big night in Las Vegas.
Well, he's not concentrating on the crowd out here. He's working right on Ocasio. And you can see he's eyeballing him right down. Any move that Ocasio makes, he's watching him.
well, Mills Lane's almost got nailed by Mercer that time. Mills takes a pretty good punch, though. I've seen him hit before.
He's in great shape, that referee Mills Lane from Reno, Nevada. Ray Mercer, now living in Essex County, New Jersey, 28 years of age. Set on a course he hopes will bring him to eventually a title bout with Mike Tyson. Like his teammate Andrew Maynard on the Olympic team, still in the learning process.
You know, Tim, Mercer keeps stalking Ocasio or stalking. I know those guys in the corner are saying to themselves, get off, put 2 punches together. But he just seems to be stalking, waiting.
Well, maybe, you know, Mercer's probably giving this guy a little respect because he must know a little bit about him. And this is a big fight for Mercer, I would say. You know, most of the people from San Juan, Puerto Rico, this is the way they fight. They're very shifty.
So now we're in through 3 rounds here at the Mirage in Las Vegas, Nevada, scheduled for 8. Ray Mercer and Ossie Ocasio.
Deep breath.
Heavyweight
I'm good. All right,
battle,
okay.
and there's
You
Ray
gotta do
Mercer.
more, though. The jab is working, but you got to turn that right hand right underneath. Turn it right under. As soon as you turn it right under, come back with the hook. On the inside, the right hand right up the middle. You got to do more. You're not doing enough punching. More punching. You got to make this turkey work so we can get him out of there later. Toma agua.
So those instructions simple, make him work so you can get him out of there later. Ossie Ocasio landing only 22% of the 51 punches he threw in that round.
Okay. Turn that right hand right on there.
So we're into round number 4, scheduled for 8. This will be followed by another heavyweight bout, young Tommy Duke Morrison against Canadian Ken LaCusta, and then the big one, Leonard Duran 3.
Mom, you mentioned that Mercer doesn't move his head. He just comes straight in a straight line.
And he's vulnerable for a straight right hand because his head is not moving. Even when he's body punching, you can guarantee you if you was just to close your eyes and throw a hook, you would catch him automatically. There you go again. You see Ocasio catching with the overhand right.
Ocasio never has been known as much of a puncher. And Mercer did hurt him with that last punch.
Yeah, but Mercer's getting careless. His head straight up as he's throwing his punches.
Ocasio tagged Mercer with a good left hook.
Nice right uppercut by Mercer. Should come back with the left hook. Follow your punches through.
You know, Marv, I think we'll make a trainer out of you. I can just see you in the gym. Throw that left hook.
I'll be bad. I don't have the patience. I think I probably beat him up before they go to fight.
Well, if they could beat you, then they'd be great fighters. That would be a good test. You know, if they could walk out of the gym and say, oh, hey, I got a guy.
I think right now, Ocasio is just basically just using his experience and his skills.
Well, that's what he's doing.
See him backing up, wait for him to throw.
That was a good solid right hand to the body by Mercer.
You wonder how much impact that these big heavyweights have when they weigh 210 pounds, and 200 and something like that, 227 pounds. And you get hit with a good solid shot.
Well, Mercer is a big bomber, but Ocasio is smothering him, using all his experience. Look, he's on the inside there now. Gets that head moving.
And this is what Mercer is not doing. And this is why Ocasio is sliding away from him.
And looks to me as if Ocasio is starting to get a little tired now, Tim.
Yes, the mouth open, Gil, breathing a little more heavily here in the fourth round, scheduled for 8.
A good, nice right hand again by Ocasio, because there again, Mercer's head is straight up.
Now Mills Lane stopping the action, asking for some help with the trunks, and then he goes ahead and does it himself. Timeout here. Make sure that we don't have a lot of embarrassment on national television.
Well, also, that was pretty good strategy on Gregorio Benitez, but allowed those trunks to slip down. Now he's getting a rest. He was starting to get a little tired.
Smart. He's trained is smart.
Look how nicely, slowly Gregorio Benitez is working on those trunks.
Having a hard time getting that tape loose.
He's going to wind up with about a 10-minute rest period here.
He realized he's seen Ocasio start to slide a little bit in that third round.
And the more Mills is telling him, come on, the slower he's going.
All right? Okay, now cut it off. Let's go. Okay.
You know what my trainer would do with What my trainer would do would grab the back of my trunks right there and put a ribbon on them.
All right, okay.
Just tie a big bow right there.
Okay. Right,
Make sure they don't come loose.
All right.
Well, they got those taped to his body now for the rest of the fight.
Well, but that only gives Mercer a target to go after.
Right. It makes the belt line a little higher. We're in the fourth round, scheduled for 8.
You notice Ocasio come out with a little more pep. Yeah, that rest.
I hate to be in the position when I take that tape off.
I'm going to say that's going to smart a little bit. 55-second
Nice double jab.
delay, the timeout required to get those trunks a little better anchored.
You know, in Mercer's last fight, he tired badly near the end of the fight.
Well, that's the end of round number 4. And Mercer putting a few more punches together a little more effectively. As we pointed out, it looks like Ocasio starting to fade a little bit. Don't forget, ahead after our next heavyweight bout, the WBC Super Middleweight Championship, Leonard and Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran meeting after 9 years between bouts. The infamous No Mas contest down in New Orleans, and Roberto Duran, this man, has promised everyone that he will explain exactly what happened that night after victory tonight, which he is, of course, predicting. Very impressive win over Iran Barkley, his last time out, surprising everybody and getting himself in a position to create this mega fight here with Sugar Ray Leonard. Mercer started to jab a little more effectively in the 4th round after really having problems through the first 3.
You know, that Ossie Ocasio was so cute. The bell rang and he came out and he gave Mercer a nice little smile. I said, gee, you're a nice guy, Ray.
Also, you notice double left hooks.
We're in
that with you.
In the 5th round, scheduled for 8. Mercer has only been past this once, that in his last outing, winning an 8-round decision. Stopped everybody within 4 and won a 4-round decision in his 3rd professional bout.
you can know how slippery it is. You know, most of the Puerto Ricans, when they fight, they bob and weave. They know how to get underneath those punches like that, like Benitez. You know, Benitez is very good at that. The bob and weave and lay on the rope and let you throw your punches. And in time, you get back in inside and you're finished.
Well, that's right. Benitez used to be great at fighting off the ropes.
And that's what Ocasio is going to do now.
Round 5 scheduled for 8 in Ryan with Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Gil Clancy, live from the Mirage in Las Vegas.
But this is the best I've seen Ray with his head down. Mercer looks good with his head down like this.
And Ocasio is using every bit of those 227 pounds
to smother those punches. As you notice that he's not backing up. Ocasio is not
real busy here, though. A lot of punches.
Well, let's see how Mercer comes out to see if he gets tired expending all that energy. There was the left hook to say goodbye, but he missed it.
Ocasio is real slick. He knows that it was coming. Now he goes back in to smother those punches because he knows that left hook was coming. Nice. One thing that I noticed is that Ocasio is not afraid of Mercy at all.
Punch out, punch out.
If Mercer wins this fight, it will be a great experience for him because he's in with a real experienced guy who's using all of his experience.
Well, I think that maybe he could be over, you know, he knows that he's in with a guy who fought these guys like Larry Holmes.
Under the 30-second mark we go in round number 5.
It looked like Mercer's mouth might be bleeding there. I don't know, on the inside, his lip.
A little tired too, Marv.
Yeah, well, you're in there with a very slippery guy like this. He's putting his body weight. He's using every tool that he knows. All the experience he knows against this guy who's Olympic champion. No way he's going in there and be a fool.
So that's the end of the 5th. Ray Mercer doing most of the work in that round and fairly effectively, but still finding Ossie Ocasio a willing participant and a hard guy to get the combinations connecting on.
He's tying you up more than you're not really punching with effectiveness because you're smothering yourself. You got to give yourself some distance where you can punch. You keep your distance where you can punch. Don't fight his fight. He's making you kind of fight his fight. On the inside, then when he get out.
$9 million
Well, you can see that Mercer has thrown a fair number of punches, but only in that last round was he able to really start to get something together by being consistent, staying in position, and throwing a lot of punches and flurries. Gil Ocasio remains an elusive target despite his 227 pounds.
Well, elusive and clever. He smothers punches, he grabs you, he pushes Mercer back.
All right,
So I've already figured out this strategy, what Ocasio's trying to do. He's really just trying to go the distance. It's only an 8-round fight.
Either that, hoping that he can make a big flurry in the last round if Mercer starts to run out of gas.
Or if Mercer starts to fall asleep.
We're in the 6th round, scheduled for 8. Again, Mercer has only been 8 once before. He's only been past 4 rounds once before in that fight.
Well, when you preparation for a fight like this, you know you got to take him past that, and then see what he has after that. Ocasio, he's moving around and everything.
He showed Mercer that punch before he hit him with it, and sure enough, he nailed him with it. He got thumbed. Ocasio got thumbed in the eye.
Poked in the eye, and you saw him flinch, and now he takes a right hand from Mercer, and Ocasio holding on, the old veteran, trying to smother those punches here and see if he can get the vision back in his eye.
You know, Tim, as I've said it a million times, I'd rather a guy get hit with a good solid right hand.
I feel this fight's going to be over right now.
Thumbed is the worst thing that can happen to you.
I feel this fight's coming to an end right now.
Well, Ocasio just landed a good 1-2 with him, so which way do you mean?
Well, I think he's backing up now. He's backing up.
Which one?
Ocasio is backing up. I think he's backing up now. He's getting rest. He's trying to go the distance here, and he's making mistakes now. His head is starting to come up.
Bold prediction from Marvelous Marvin Hagler, but I think Ocasio is now able to see all right again. Smothering Mercer, using the weight again.
This when you catch him. When he backs up like that, you catch him. Look at him, take his time.
Well, look at the way Mercer just stalks in left, right, very, very slowly. No pep.
Look how low Ocasio gets down so he don't get caught.
Well, that's experience. You know, you're taught to always keep your head lower than the other guys inside. Now Mercer should shoot it.
Yeah, this is the Benitez.
We're in the final minute of round number 6, scheduled for 8. Mercer pouring it on here. Ocasio resting on the ropes. But again, Mercer having trouble putting a couple together.
Good right hand to the body by Mercer.
He scored. There's a good right hand.
Good right hand. But he's so smooth. He's so tricky in their experience. Mercer should keep working him right now. Push him off him and work him.
Well, easier said than done, Marv. This guy's 227 and cute. 227 pounds. He's using every bit of that weight.
Oh, nice.
And Ocasio landed a combination and backs up Mercer.
He let Mercer.
That is the end of round number 6, scheduled for 8. And now let's go to our host, Jim Hill.
Okay, Tim, thank you very much. A little bit later, we hope to be talking to Thomas the Hitman Hearns, but we have something else for you viewers who are watching on this pay-per-view channel. Here's your chance to let your Uno Mas vote really count. Who will win tonight's main event? You're invited to call the Diet Pepsi Right One hotline at 1-900-226-5555 before, during, and after the fight tonight and register your vote. Each call costs $2 tonight. Call costs $2 per minute from December 8th through the 12th. Touch tones phones available only. Your Uno Mas vote really counts, and you can register your vote by mail and win a $10,000 grand prize. A randomly selected winner will be chosen. No purchase is necessary. Enter by mailing your name, address, and telephone number to Suite 312, 1771 Post Road East, Westport, Connecticut, 06880. For a list of official rules and winners, send a self-addressed stuffed envelope to the same address marked Attention Rules. The contest ends December the 12th. Tim, back to you now.
Okay, Jim, into round number 7, scheduled for 8. Heavyweights, Ray Mercer in the black trunks with gold trim. Ossie Ocasio from San Juan, Puerto Rico in the white. He is the veteran, former cruiserweight champion of the world. Ray Mercer, 11-0, the young rising heavyweight star from the Olympic team.
And the referee Mills Lane was on Ocasio's case. He said, come on, do a little fighting.
All right, you got 2 hands free.
I noticed that Mercer really came at him in the first. When the bell rang, he charged right across the ring this time at him. So I think Ocasio, he must feel something. Mercer must feel that Ocasio is getting tired. He's tired of him being slick. He's ready to put this guy out of there. You're making me look bad.
But it's still that left-right, Mom. Left-right, left-right, left-right. There just isn't any change in his footwork. Doesn't get any angles. Doesn't look to set Ocasio up.
Well, Mercer got to hit him with a right hand like he did just before the end of the round, before Ocasio gets next to the rope. Catch him in the center of the ring. Now I see blood on Mercer's left eye, right eye. And I think it's from that headbutt that just finally opened up. Ocasio now feels that if he keeps working, that they'll probably stop the fight with Mercer on the cut. Nice right to the body, to the wrist.
Those heads are clashing pretty good in there now, though.
Mercer trying to get the uppercut working inside, and again, Ocasio successful in smothering most of them.
He's trying to get rest right now, Ocasio. Real slick. And Mercer, he must know that he reached and felt the blood on his eye. And most fighters, they panic sometimes when they see that they're bleeding.
Well, it doesn't appear to be anything serious, Marvin, at this point. May be thinking about it.
Well, you know when I bleed, it only makes me madder.
Let him go in there. Come on, punch out.
7th round of the scheduled 8-round heavyweight bout.
That's the way he should fight. Stay low, keep the head down, and just throw the short, quick punches.
Good short hook.
Stop looking for the big knockout punch.
Ocasio landed a left to that eye that's showing a little red now.
See, Ocasio back on the ropes again.
And this is the old Benitez trick.
That's it.
Ocasio's trapped on the ropes, but he's landing all the punches.
Well, you know what my training should do is snatch him off the rope. Snatch him off the rope, put it back in the center.
Let him go, Ossie. Let him go. Let him go.
And Mills Lane is on Ocasio's case. Let him go. Let him go.
Well, they might stop this again until he picks up his cup. Gives Ocasio more rest.
So that's the end of the 7th round. Ray Mercer again doing most of the work. And Ossie Ocasio choosing to stand between rounds will do so into the final 8th round. Very similar to Andrew Maynard's outing. So far, an easy fight for Ray Mercer in terms of how the scoring has gone, at least the way we see it. But again, a difficult fight in that he hasn't been able to dominate Ocasio. And from that perspective, once more, a good learning experience for the young pro. Roberto Duran looking very relaxed in his dressing room. Carlos Hibbert, his handler behind him, and preparing the hands for what should be a very dramatic and intriguing bout. Leonard Duran 3, Uno Mas. Manos de Piedras being wrapped as we see. Final round, Ray Mercer in black with gold trim. Ossie Ocasio in white.
This, to me, is going to be an interesting round because Ocasio might try to open up this round. It could cost him. If Ray is slick, you know, Mercer, if he's slick in there.
He's showing a little life. Ocasio, he's dancing, moving that head a little more than he had the other rounds.
He knows the last round,
But, you know, he's fighting mostly from memory, Ocasio. Marv, he only had 2 fights last year. You have to give him a lot of credit.
I didn't believe that he would last this long, Bill. Really. Nice overhand right by Ocasio. Now they're swinging. They want to get this thing over. They know it's the last round.
Mercer got nothing but air on 3 consecutive swings.
And it's cold enough here, Tim, without him air conditioning in the place.
Well, we should mention the temperatures in the high 40s here outdoors at the beautiful Mirage Hotel, having its official opening of this bout.
Solid punches by Ray Mercer to the body. Well, as you mentioned, Tim, Mercer was going 8 rounds, which again should help him in his career.
Yes, you know, everybody, of course, expects these guys to just come and knock out every opponent, especially when they do it over the first 3 or 4 in their professional career, but really is unrealistic. The point is that he's now had 2 8-round bouts. He can feel better about this one than he did the last one because it's been against a very experienced man.
Well, that's what I feel. I think that Mercer needed this kind of a fight. Someone very experienced. He's been in there with a very shifty guy, and it's got to build up his confidence. He says he wants to fight Mike Tyson. I mean, he's got to do better than this.
Well, again, he's going to have a lot more fights under his belt before he gets in there with Tyson.
Tyson has been fighting these type of guys like this and putting them away.
Step back. Step back. Wait, punching. Come on, here we go. Come on.
In the final minute of the bout, Olympic champion Ray Mercer, former cruiserweight world champion Ossie Ocasio. Judges Dalby Shirley, Paul Smith, and Chuck Giampa from Las Vegas will do the scoring in 30 seconds time.
Ocasio's back on the ropes again, like Benitez.
And landing punches, Mob, off the ropes.
He comes off the quick ones, off the rope all the time. This is something I think that that Mercer's not used to. He's backing Mercer right to the rope. There you go.
That's the end of the fight. Through 8 rounds, Ray Mercer and Ossie Ocasio, heavyweights. We have another heavyweight bout upcoming. So for Ray Mercer, it would appear to be his 12th victory as a professional without defeat. We'll have the official decision in a moment. And it appeared to me that he got a little better as the fight went on. Once he realized he was in there against such an experienced guy who was going to use his weight and his guile, as Ocasio did successfully, and indeed he got a little bit of a nick over the right eye being attended to by Percy Richardson. There is Ossie Ocasio at age 33, a creditable performance here. You can see the busier man was Ray Mercer, and neither boxer having a high percentage of success in landing punches. But for Ray Mercer, the career path toward what he hopes will be a title shot against Mike Tyson, no doubt, has continued here this evening. Let's go now to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the decision.
Here's the official scoring. Paul Smith scores the bout 77-75 for Ocasio. Chuck Champa scores the bout 78-74 for Mercer. And Dobby Shirley scores the bout 78-74 for the winner by split decision, still undefeated, merciless Ray Mercer.
Well, a somewhat surprising split decision for Ray Mercer, and that'll probably get his attention too, as he sees what professional boxing is all about.